Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first episode of Think Rich. Hey, play the intro music. I don't even know if it's going to sound like that. It's probably not going to sound like that at all. Cool, let's get straight down to the topic at hand, ladies and gentlemen, and that is starting young. So what does that mean? What does the title mean of this podcast? It basically means why you should start a business while you are young. You're a young buck. You've got lots of time on your hands and you're just young, okay? You're kind of in my boat. Why should you start a business? Well, I did a bit of research, and most entrepreneurs only start their business or only bring their business ideas to fruition once they're 35. 35, ladies and gentlemen. The average businessman only starts his business at 35. So, let me ask you a question. How ahead do you think you will be if you start right now? Let's say you're 18. Okay? Let's say you're an 18-year-old child. Okay? You've got lots of time, you've got no expenses, and you've got no excuses. Compared to someone that is 35 years old, you have 17 years more experience before that 35-year-old even starts. What do you think you can do with 17 years of business experience? I think you could very easily build a multi-million-dollar business. Very, very, very easily. Because listen, it takes you, I did another scratch of research, and it takes you about 7 years roughly to, of course, create a $1 million business from scratch. Okay, you're making $1 million every year. That means your business is generating a 7-figure income every year. $1 million. And that's very easy to do in 7 years' time. But you don't have that. You have 17. If you start when you're 18, you have 17 years before the average man jumps into business. So, you got 10 years to muck about and completely fail, because you will. That is just business. Business is an intellectual sport, and unfortunately, when you get started, it's like getting into a sport. You're not going to be good at all at first. Hey, you're not even going to know how to, let's compare it to martial arts. You need to know the basics, how to stand. That's the very first thing that they teach you, is your stance. Okay? Before you even punch, before you even do anything, they need to completely rearrange how you stand. And that's how it is with business as well. When you start, you're going to be terrible. But in 10 years' time, you'll be pretty good. And you'll have the experience under your belt to create this $1 million business or whatever. And then you'll have that 7-year period after your 10 years to create it. And hey, you're a millionaire by 35, and before anyone ever starts. So yeah, that's practically why you should start when you're 18, or if you are older than 18 and you feel like starting. I mean, this is just an example, but I mean, 18 is a very young age, and so is 19, and so is 20, and so is 21. These are all ripe ages to start a business. Every age is a ripe age to start a business, actually, in my opinion. Because business, I mean, people are too like, how do I say it? It's just people are too afraid, it's too risky. They don't think they have the skills capable of starting a business. And yes, sometimes that is very true, but that shouldn't stop you from trying. But yeah, so here's how you do it, okay? So you want to start, so you take my advice. Let's say you take my advice and you want to start early, right? How the hell are you going to start your first business? Okay, well, I've put it up into steps for you, okay? I'm going to assume that you have an income coming in that can support the business that you're trying to create. I'm going to assume that, okay? And I'm also going to assume that you have no debt, okay? You are on a completely clean slate. You have an income coming in. What can you do? You've got a bit of extra time. What can you do? Well, here's what you do, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very simple. okay? The internet makes it so simple. We are in the internet age, and it is so simple and cheap to start a business. But yeah, this is what you do, really. You do your research, you find a need in the marketplace. What does that mean? You find something that customers don't even know they need. So let's say a good example would be, I'm giving you out a good idea now, but home affairs. You know, you stand in that queue for like home affairs. Sorry if you don't know what that is. If you're like an overseas viewer, home affairs is a government organization which you use to get passports and your documentation and all that stuff. How could you improve that process? Because I mean, you're standing in a long line for the entire day, even standing there from like 5 in the morning, and still not getting your documents. There has to be a better way to do this. There has to be a better way to improve that. That right there, that is a need in the marketplace. That is a need that if you are clever enough, you can solve. And that's just it. If you open your eyes and you actually look at the market, what do people need? What are things that people aren't aware of that you can provide a service for? Okay, so you do your research, you find a need in the marketplace, and then you create your business around that need and around your schedule. Very important. Do not create a business that is not surrounded around your schedule. You need to be able to put in the correct amount of time for whatever business that you create. So if you have a job at 7-Eleven, okay, you have a job at 7-Eleven and you want to start your own business and you want to create this like ShopRite or something, you know, like a normal shop. You have to pay rent, you have to do this, you have to do that, and most importantly, you won't have the time to do that because you're a shop employee, okay? You are a shop employee. You are working from very early in the morning to quite late in the afternoon, okay? How on earth are you going to run your shop? You can't. So you need to create a business around your schedule. Very important. And lastly, it's get paid. That's the last thing. So it's do research, find a need in the marketplace, create your business around that need and around your schedule personally, and get paid. And it's as simple as that. I would say the most complicated thing about business is actually getting that income coming in, you know, from your job. Obviously, different businesses have different needs for income. So if like that 7-Eleven what's it called example that I said earlier, if you want to create this 7-Eleven, obviously you're not going to use these tiny wages that they're going to pay you from ShopRite, that your job, to fund this company that you're trying to build. Obviously, you're going to need to improve your skills and improve your ability and improve your knowledge of different sectors within your business, or maybe you go to a different sector of business entirely. Doesn't matter, as long as you put your mind to it and you create that income for yourself. Everyone can do it. Anyone can increase their income. Anyone. But that is most probably the hardest step, because all you really want to do is start this business. But hey, you got to have money to make money. So very important. Start with your income first. Start generating an income that can support your business. How do you know it supports it? You do research. Okay, very first step. Generate an income for yourself through your job, through your day-to-day job, that will be able to support your business and yourself financially. Very simple. Okay. As you can see, the reason why so many businesses fail is because they don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. They leave their job to go pursue this this dream business that they want to create, and what do? They end up getting a loan from the bank. Now, this is all great until, holy shit, your business doesn't work, and now you're $100,000 in debt, and you're like, what now? Do you see the pattern here? So many people want to leave their jobs to go pursue this business or whatever that they have in their head, to pursue this idea. Actually, it's usually just an idea, but they don't have the fundamentals, they don't have the skills, they don't know what they're doing, and therefore their businesses fail. So you need to keep this in mind, always, and pay attention to this, because this will save you an immense amount of money and an immense amount of time. Work on your income first. Generate a high income that can support you and your business, and then start your business. Do not stop working to pursue a business, because A, where are you going to get the money? The bank. Okay, cool. B, if the business fails, then what? It's a sad reality, but you need to put in the work and be able to generate that income first to support your business. And that's, like I said, that is most probably the hardest part about this system, is that you need that income. Creating a business is easy. Creating a business is very easy. Getting customers, if you've done your correct market research, I mean, the business will most certainly do well, because there's a need in the market and you found the need, and there's people all over the world that have this bloody need. Yeah, if you find a need in the marketplace, there's no need for advertising even. So that's all really I have to say on that. Just make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that when you jump into business, do not jump in face first with no income to back you up, dude. It's the worst decision that you'll ever make. So you may be wondering, like, okay, why listen to like a kid, obviously, on a podcast? Doesn't really know what he's talking about, blah 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 blah. Well, listen, I've been studying these different entrepreneurs, and they're all saying the same thing. Okay, these exceptions like Richard Branson and Steve Jobs, they created Apple. These exceptions that were able to quit their jobs or whatever and pursue this dream. It's an exception. It is an exception, and you need to accept that. Like, these people were extremely clever or extremely devoted, and they were very, very lucky. You need an income to support yourself in order for you to pursue your dream. And this also speaks to how much you want it. Surely, if you want to become a millionaire, a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, you need to be able to put in the work. You need to be able to put in the work. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Do your research, ladies and gentlemen, okay? That's all I have to say. So a quick recap of this episode. Start young, start informed, and start with a steady income. If you have those three, you'll be on your way to creating an amazing business and supporting everybody in your community, in all over the world. I mean, with the internet now, you can create a business and it can impact everyone all over the planet. Isn't that incredible? Without further ado, this has been Think Rich. I hope you enjoyed the first episode. Yeah, I certainly enjoyed just speaking my mind. And yeah, if I did miss a couple of ideas, or maybe you have some ideas for people starting a business, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to see you guys helping each other out, and you guys, yeah, we're all in this together, and we all want to make the world a better place with the businesses that we create. So please, ladies and gentlemen, put in your 2 cents in the comments down below. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to everyone that comes and watches the podcast. Yeah, so if you have any queries, complaints, leave them obviously in the comments down below. Like and dislike. And thank you so much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, business is a mental sport. So don't forget to think rich. You like what I did there? I liked what I did there. Okay, cool. See you later, guys. This has been the first episode.